So good morning. I'm going to come at you guys with an amazing alkaline electric soup that is so fire that you're gonna eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I promise you that. So we're gonna get right into it. I'm not even gonna talk a lot, so let's do this. Back at it again with a recipe video. So we're gonna do some amazing soup, and I'm so excited to share this recipe because it's amazing and it's super good for you. So we're gonna start with some bell peppers. I like to do the tricolor, but you could, choose whatever bell peppers colors you like. But I like the sweetness of these ones, and then of course the green isn't as sweet because of chlorophyll. Got some sea salt, some black pepper, some smoked paprika, some cayenne, some turmeric, some thyme, oregano, this 21 seasoning salute, which I love, some onion powder, some cilantro, and some allspice for seasoning. Then we have some carrots, some scallion or green onion. We have 2 butternut squashes already cut up. They were in the freezer until I was ready to make this. We have some chickpea flour right here because we're gonna be making some chickpea dumplings. We have some lentil pasta. It's only 1 ingredient, and that's red lentils. Love this as my pasta replacement. I love it more than the actual chickpea pastas. And then we got some veggie broth, and then we have a half bag of kale and then a full bag. So I'm gonna do, just imagine it being 1 bag, but I'm just gonna finish this one first. So really, you just need 1 bag of kale. And then lastly, you'll need 1 medium-sized onion. You could do red or white. I typically eat red. I like the robust flavor of that. And then last night, I let some chickpeas sit in water overnight so it's absorbed all the water. You can use canned chickpeas. However, I stay away from canned vegetables now, so I soak my chickpeas overnight. First, we're gonna go ahead and add the veggie broth. Now, as for water, I'm just gonna go in with some spring water. I did about 3/4 of my whole gallon of Crystal Geyser, so 3/4 a gallon of water. And I'm just gonna set this aside because you could always add water later, but you don't wanna do too much in the beginning just because, once you start adding your vegetables and stuff like that, it'll also add to the water content. The first things that I'm gonna add to it is, because they take the longest, is the carrots and the butternut squash. Now for seasoning, I always say season to your own preference, but I'm going to start with about half a teaspoon of sea salt, about 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, dash of smoked paprika. I like my stuff spicy, so I'm going to do about 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We're gonna do about 1 teaspoon of onion powder as well, because we're also gonna be adding in onions. Allspice is a really good herb for you. It has many great benefits. You should definitely look them up. So I try to incorporate it in as many meals as I can. So I don't know if this is just a Jamaican thing, but we usually call it pimento as well. So if you see the pimento seeds, those are the same things. The pimento berries or pimento seeds, you could use those as well and just put like 5 pimento seeds in this. But where I live, I don't really see those, so I just get the ground allspice. So just about 1 teaspoon of that. Then we're just gonna do a dash of turmeric, because it's technically not a Dr. Sebi approved spice, but I really do love turmeric. The taste of it is very good to me, and it also does have some health benefits. So it's up to you if you want to do that. I've made this soup without turmeric, and it's still just as good. Now for thyme, again, everything's about 1 teaspoon because I start small and then I add as things start marinating and cooking together. Lastly, I'm just gonna add about 1 teaspoon of oregano, and then some cilantro. It's also a really good plant or herb or whatever you want to call it for the body at removing heavy metals from your body. So I try to incorporate this in as many things as well. Only thing with this is I try to be careful because obviously it switches up the taste of things, but at the same time I like to incorporate it because it's really good for you. Next we have to add the chickpeas because of course those have to cook as well for a while. Just gonna add those, and you could add as many chickpeas as you want, but I like hearty soup, so that's why I added so many. I'm not even sure how many chickpeas I just added, but add however much chickpeas you like. It's not gonna change or alter the meal, it's just gonna make it more heartier. So we're just going to let this come to a nice little boil, and then we're gonna turn it down and just pretty much let it simmer on like medium-low heat. As that's doing that, we're just gonna cover it and start cutting up our other vegetables. And if you're new to my channel, then chopping things is not my strong suit. I just chop for however I feel in that moment. So don't get upset with how I chop food. All right, and then I'm just going to cut just a little bit of this one, not the whole thing. That's about it. Now for scallion, I'm going to use 3 stalks, and I'm gonna cut it exactly this. Now I'm gonna go add this to the pot. All right, so for the bell peppers, I'm going to use about half of each. Right. So I'm actually gonna julienne these ones. Alright, and we're gonna just put these aside in the refrigerator for now because these are one of the last things that we add, because all the other things take longer to cook down. Alright, so we're going to start our dumplings now. And we're gonna do about a cup and a half of chickpea flour. We're gonna do a dash of onion powder and a dash of sea salt and a dash of black pepper. Stir that up. I'm just gonna add a little bit of turmeric in there too. All right, now I'm just going to start adding the spring water because we want to create a nice dough, but you don't want to add too much water, so take your time because you don't want it to be like pancake consistency. You want it to be a dough consistency. So I just go by eye, I just pour a little bit at a time. And now from here, I start using my hands. And chickpea flour is not going to be as smooth as if you were using, you know, your regular white bleached flour to make dumplings. So also keep that in mind. It's a little bit more grainy, I should say. You don't want it super sticky, so. All right, so you're gonna have something sort of like this. So this is one of the last things that we're gonna add. So I'm also just gonna put this in the refrigerator as well. All right, so we are going to start making our dumplings, and you're just going to take about a size like this, and as a Jamaican, we call them spinners, but you can make it whatever shape you want, but this is the shape that we make for dumplings, spinners. All right, so all of our spinners are done. All right, so the whole time I had the heat on medium-low, but I just turned it up to get it back to a rolling boil so that I could add the dumplings in there. Now I'm also going to add the bell peppers. And I'm also going to add the lentil pasta. Now I'm only going to do half a box. Give that a nice stir. It already smells so good. But now this is where you're gonna do your taste test, and you're gonna taste your broth to see if you need to add anything. It was super spicy. It has really good flavor. It just needs a little bit of salt. And then towards the end, I just add in 1 fresh stalk of scallion. And we're just going to let that boil for the next 4 minutes or so that the dumplings and the pasta can cook. So you know your dumplings are done once they start floating. So our dumplings are good. Now we're gonna add our kale. You're gonna just stir this in. I'm gonna turn the heat down now. And now you could turn the heat off, but keep it on the burner. It'll still keep cooking, but it won't, you know, boil over or anything. Look how yummy it looks already. So I'm just gonna let the kale cook down just a little bit more, and then it'll be ready. All right, my love, so I have my soup right here, and I'm so excited to eat it because I've been waiting all day and I'm so hungry, and it's gonna be amazing. Look at this. Very filling. The only thing that I didn't have on hand this time is chocho or chayote, which is similar to, I can't think of what vegetable it would be similar to. I guess it would be a mix of like a potato and pumpkin, but it's white. But I mean, as far as texture and taste, that's what I think it's closest to. But I love chocho, and usually I would add that to my soups as well, but I just didn't feel like going really far to go get it because I have to drive kind of far to get it, so I was like, eh. But if you are going to add chocho, definitely add it at the same time or a little bit after you add the butternut squash, and it will be absolutely amazing. So let's get into this soup, y'all. I hope I don't burn my tongue. I gotta put it down. Fire, okay? And the thing about this soup is it gets better as the days goes on because it marinates with all the spices, and literally it gets better. By like day 2, day 3, day 4, blow your taste buds away, okay? So that is it, my loves. I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you do end up trying it, definitely leave a comment below. Let me know how you like it because it truly is one of my favorite soups. I hope you have a marvelous day or night, whatever time it is. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? It's somewhere. Here, or here. I don't know. Wherever YouTube put it, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And again, I hope you have a marvelous day or night, whatever time it is. If you want to keep up with me, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at iamLindaElaine, Snapchat at YourMexicanBeauty, and I'll see you later. Deuces.